everybody, what is going on today? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you another best hitting tips video here for MLB The Show 23. I'm going to show you how to stop dropping your PCI and how to have better PCI placement in the game in general, because in this year's game, the hitting has changed and that PCI placement is key to your success and getting good hits. No longer are we playing the game where you can get a lot of off PCI, home runs and good hits and all that stuff. You got to have a lot better PCI placement. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. But first, you do me a favor, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe. You guys make sure you got those notifications on so you know when we're live, when we got videos posted, and when shorts are uploaded here on the channel. We'll be live here this morning, 10 a.m. Central. If you guys have any questions about any of these processes, you can ask me on there. I'm more than happy to try to help you guys in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and hop straight into some custom practice so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. Hey everybody, got a big announcement for you guys. We just partnered here with Power A Gaming. You guys can now get 5% off at powera.com using code BIGTOM. All right, just Big Tom, no K, no 22 on it, just code BIGTOM. Make sure to visit powera.com so you can take advantage of those discounts with MLB The Show 23 rolling out here. This way you guys can fix all those broken controller problems when you get frustrated playing online. So you guys make sure to support on the channel. Use code BIGTOM here with Power A Gaming, and I am so excited to have them on board. Thanks for joining, guys. All right, you guys, so here we are inside of a little bit of custom practice right quick where we're going to be using Corey Seager again. But I want to show you guys how to stop dropping your PCI, maybe where to start your PCI in general to kind of make adjustments to your swing mid-game, and things that you might be doing to cause certain types of hits to occur. All right. So the first thing we're going to kind of talk about is where to start your PCI. Now, if you're a person who notices that maybe you're popping the ball up too much, or you're always on top of the ball and hitting too many ground balls, don't be going for launch angle when you're trying to hit home runs. I know a lot of people come into the game and they're trying to hit home runs. Don't focus on that launch angle. That's not the right way to teach hitting. You're just going to try to hit line drives and the home runs will come. All right. So you want to try to hit the ball where the other players aren't. That's going to be the best way. You want to try to get the most perfect PCI placement that you possibly can, especially in this year's game, because it is imperative to your success. All right. So the anchor system is something that is very, very key here in MLB The Show. And I want to show you guys how this anchor system works. And you'll actually see it pop up on the screen there as I bring mine up real quick here. Let me actually lock it in there real quick. All right, so we're actually looking at the anchor system right here, and you can pull it up by pushing in on your left joystick. There's 9 little placement spots, but something that's really cool about this year's game is in your settings, and let's actually pause here real quick. Let's go to our options. We'll go to our gameplay. I don't know if it's actually going to be in here, if it's going to show us or not. It might not. I mean, it might be in our... Let's go look here. There is a setting here for it this year where, here it is. Here we go. PCI anchor. A PCI anchor reset. It'll reset per batter. You can change it so it stays in the same place for everybody. Or your PCI anchor dots, I have them on. You can actually put it on free this year. Let's see. I'm not sure where that's actually at in this right now, but there it is. Free range. So it doesn't just have the 9 dots. It's going to have a place where you can actually just set it to free. I know it's right behind my head right here where we're at on the camera, but you guys can see which one it is. It's PCI anchor. You can change it to free. For right now, for this, I'm going to use it to the preset 9 little dots here. But if you put it on free, you can move it anywhere in the strike zone that you want. You don't just have to lock it into those 9 dots. All right. So the best thing you can look at here is as you're doing it, if you notice you're hitting too many pop-ups, maybe the best thing to do for you might be to go ahead and place your anchor in a different spot. So if you're popping the ball up too much, maybe move your anchor up here to the top, all right? Because that's going to cause you to be a little bit more on top of the ball from the initial start of your swing, and it'll stop you from dropping your PCI as much. If you find you're dropping your PCI a lot, you still might drop it, but now if you drop it, you're going to drop it down to here. You're not going to drop it all the way down in the zone. So it might be a little bit more beneficial. We're going to try it here with a swing real quick. Oh, ground ball. So we got on top of that ball because we had it up in the air a little bit. So the PCI anchor system can be used to your advantage quite a bit. Now, if you find you're hitting too many ground balls, you're hitting the ball on the ground, just pounding everything in the dirt, killing worms right there, little worm burners going in the infield, then what I recommend is you might actually move it down a little bit. And it'll keep you maybe from dropping your PCI as much as well, moving it down, because you're already kind of starting down there. It might cause you to go up a little bit more. So it's kind of weird how little adjustments work with hitting and with baseball, but you'll notice little things like that, little quirky things that'll help with you. So try it in both places and kind of see where it goes. Now, I actually take a swing and then I start my PCI in a little bit of a different area. That's a shot right there to center field that Seager got. It's a nice off the wall right there. But your PCI anchor can be used for several different things, all right? So Keeping yourself from dropping the PCI is one of the biggest things, all right? The other one is actually trying to anchor it in your weak spots, so you can have better PCI placement when you swing. Because a lot of times what you'll do is you'll have like for me personally, I start mine on the inside middle of every hitter. No matter what. If it's a lefty, I start it over here. If it's a righty, I'm going to start it over here. Okay. So that's how I kind of roll with it because it's just easier for me to do that way. It might be easier for you. Maybe your weak spot is up and in up here. Maybe it's low and in. Maybe it's high and away. I don't know. That might be. So wherever your weakest zone is for you to hit in, or weakest quadrant of the strike zone, that's where I kind of recommend trying to start your PCI and starting it up there, or start your anchor dots or your free range anchor too. If you got a free range anchor, you just can't hit. You got a guy who's spamming up here and you just can't seem to hit him. Put that free on. You can pause in the middle of a game, change it, and you can just set your PCI up there and wait till he throws the next one and jack it over the scoreboard. All right, so it's no big deal. But that's what I like to do. My weak spots are inside, middle, in, and no matter what side of the plate I'm hitting from. So I like to start it from there because that's where I feel the most confident and most comfortable with. So we're gonna do it right there here. And there we get a perfect line drive up the middle. So perfect little example of exactly what I'm talking about. All right. But like, you got to play around with it a little bit, use it in your weak spots. Like I said, for when you're finding out you're hitting too many pop-ups, make sure to maybe raise it up in the zone a little bit. Maybe don't go with it in the middle or down low. Make sure to go up high. If you find yourself hitting too many ground balls, maybe lower it a little bit so you can get a little lift under the ball. It's not going to necessarily be where you start your swing from, but if you happen to be all over the place with your PCI, it's going to help you to stay locked into a particular spot in the strike zone a little bit easier. It's kind of where your swing will default to if you kind of slip on the joystick a little bit or something. So it'll cause you to have a little bit of better hitting. The anchor system came into the game last year, and it has been a game changer for me. It has helped me with my hitting and having better PCI placement like crazy. I love it. And if you really learn how to use it properly, it can really be beneficial to your swing. So we're going to take a couple swings here real quick. Let me actually move mine back inside there. Here we go. There we go. Nice line drive in the gap right there for a nice hit by Seager. So, if I move it over, and let's move it up here on the top. We'll move it up here on the top, and maybe we'll end up hitting one on the ground because of it. Because now we're going to be on top of the, well, he threw that up in the zone. So if he throws it up in the zone a little bit, it's going to be hard to get on top of it right there. We're going to move it up here. I bet it'll cause us to hit a lower line drive or a ground ball most likely. There we go. All right. So it's kind of how it works. In baseball, when you're playing yourself and you're learning little hitting tips and you got a hitting coach or your coaches and stuff like that, they're going to teach you things like that. You're going to make minor adjustments. Now, we can't actually change where we place our hands or anything like that in our stance with these guys. But you'll notice like things like that. A real player, if they're hitting the ball on the ground too much, they're going to maybe lower their hands just like a centimeter, not even an inch, because the smallest minute change in real baseball is going to make the biggest difference to the effect that the ball has when you swing and how it comes off your bat. It always feels like you're over exaggerating it slightly in real baseball. But we can't, like I said, change our hands or anything like that. So you got to make little adjustments where you can. The anchor system, think of it like your hands and where you're starting your hands in your stance while you're batting. Okay. I think that's a good way to kind of look at it and kind of a good reference point to think about for it. So make those little changes. You can make little changes like that in game as well. In the middle of a game, just kind of notice and pay attention to what you're doing. If you find yourself hitting too many pop-ups, then raise it up a little bit higher. Maybe you've got it in the middle, raise it up to the top. If you find yourself hitting too many ground balls, lower it down a little bit and start from that point. But that's a good spot for you. Also with the anchor system, don't forget, put it in your weak spots. That's what I typically do. I don't make many adjustments to it along the way because I kind of feel more comfortable with it there. Get comfortable with this. Go into custom practice, take a few swings, take a few cuts. Try to make yourself feel a little bit more comfortable with it. We'll take another one here. This is why I swing with it from the middle. It just makes me feel more confident and comfortable swinging right there. I was a little bit off on my timing on that one. So maybe I didn't do the recommendation from my first video about the click, click, boom thing right there. But here we go. Let's see what we got. There we go. Now we got under that one a little bit, but that's fine. That's going to drive it just like we needed to in the gap to the wall right there. So a nice shot by Corey Seager. But yeah, try both of these things. Hop into custom practice. Work on both of them repetitively. This is like muscle memory, all right? I know it's your thumbs, it's your hands, but just like real baseball or just like anything you're doing, it's muscle memory. The more repetition you put into something, the better the outcome's going to be because your body's going to learn it and it's just going to kind of come natural to you. So try these couple of things combined with the video I made earlier showing you little helpful tips for timing as well. You guys can check that one out, but I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them during the stream here today. But do me a favor, as always, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe, and make sure you got those notifications on so you always know when we're live, when these helpful videos are posted, and when we got shorts here uploaded on the channel. And we will catch you either here on the stream or on the next video. Thanks, everybody. Peace.